Abhinav, did you think that was a pen?
That
Be
was
careful, okay? Be careful. I have full ammunition loaded up if you say it wasn't a pen.
you were literally agreeing with me that it was not a pen on the group.
Hello, welcome to Full-Time Banter, the run-in. It's finally here, 3 more games to go in the Premier League, and it's become exciting, but also boring at the same time. We have our resident Borussia Dortmund fan who wears a different jersey every... because
Marco Ruiz, let's go.
he doesn't want to jinx his life and wear an Arsenal jersey. But straight to you, AJ. Thoughts and comments on today's events in the Premier League.
They started off brightly, for sure, for us Arsenal fans. It was a good game. It was a nice game. We were peppering them with chances. We had a lot of different ways that we created chances, right? Like after a long time, I saw Arsenal creating both from right and the left side rather than just trying to run at defenders from the left side, and that kind of opened up spaces for Saka. And it was a nice game. It was a nice game overall. Another thing, Havertz. I think he was so good today with the dive, with the cheating, with everything, that all the accusations that will be hurled at him. He was absolutely colossal. Every duel, running with the ball, passing, holding up play, winning headers, aerial duels, everything. I think we found a number 9. I don't think we need another one. I think we can spend our budget at other places in the squad for cover for other people. But then overall, it was a nervy game in the beginning until the penalty, right? It was I think it was 40th minute when we got the penalty, and up until 40 minutes we were literally peppering them with chances, but we just couldn't find the goal, the back of the net. But when Havertz kind of went through on goal, he ran, he kind of did his slyliness and won the penalty. It was from there onwards, it was just we knew that okay, we are gonna hold it together. There was some controversy, there was some nervous moments in the second half, but overall it was a fun game to watch and good to be 4 points clear, although won't be the same after by the time we conclude this pod, but yeah. felt nice back then.
Yeah, just keeping it to the game. Abhinav, did you think that was a pen? What are your thoughts on that?
That
be
was
careful, okay? Be careful. I have full ammunition loaded up if you say it wasn't a pen.
you were literally agreeing with me that it was not a pen on the group. So I'm gonna say that yes, it is not a pen. I mean, it's just the way Premier League referees have refereed the overall season. I think there is no consistency. Basically, there is no application of logic or any sort of normal rules, right? Which were formed before the season. So I think it's I can never understand how you can see it in replays, in slow motion, and you can see that he's literally dragging his foot, and still you can say that okay, it is a penalty, because you're basically giving so much weightage to the decision on field, and that is something which needs to change if the overall refereeing has to improve. And I can also see why it's a penalty, because again, I've seen the similar thing given against Jota. I think in one of the Premier League matches, he was literally going through. I've seen that, right? It's not a penalty. It's never a penalty, but it's given, and that's how the rules are. So I can't say anything about it now.
I think so. Just to counter that point, right? I wouldn't have been mad if it was overturned. I don't think it was a clear-cut penalty, but then again, as you said, Jota comes to mind, Kevin De Bruyne comes to mind when he kind of just fluffed, Phil Foden comes to mind when he won the free kick just outside of the box, when he acted as if he was shot when he wasn't even touched, which led to a goal. So to your point, right, the refereeing overall is in a state where they give on-field decisions so much weightage, and those on-field decisions in turn get affected by the fact that okay, VAR would overturn it if it's an incorrect decision. So it's kind of like a catch-22 situation where you don't know who's right, who's wrong. They're all both backing on each other.
Exactly. Right. And the thing is, both of them are not competent. If either one of them was competent, they would be like, okay, fine, yeah, you've done something wrong, go back to the screen, or the on-field ref would do something else, right? But both of them are not competent. They're kind of made up some rules which they cannot really rely on, and that's kind of what is affecting the judgment. Sorry, Sid, go ahead.
Do you remember the Saka penalty claim against Bayern? It's the exact same one as today's, that Havertz got given the penalty, and that one wasn't given as a penalty, and that's what it's like. It just shows how inconsistent refereeing is throughout. And yeah, I don't think any of them should have been penalties, even today's one, for example. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal probably deserved to win it in the end. That penalty definitely helped them, like build that solidity in the game and then score those goals. I mean, they were clearly in control no matter what. So I don't think even if they weren't given the penalty, they would have taken too much trouble to sort of close the game. But it certainly helped.
But it goes both ways, right?
Exactly, it goes both ways. If you see City,
it was a red card also. No, but it was a red card also. So it wasn't even given a yellow. So if it had been given a red, I think the game would have been completely out of their reach in the first half itself. So I guess it's one of those things. Which
and in general, even the Bournemouth manager came out and said that Arsenal were better, even though the decision should have gone there. We had so many chances. Like in the first half itself, it could have been like a cricket score, literally. So sure, there are inconsistencies. If you see the City penalty also, the first goal that they scored, that was also pretty dicey. Did you see that?
Yeah.
Have you catch it?
It was more of a penalty than Havertz.
I mean, it was a penalty, yeah. Because, I mean, definitely. Because, that guy clearly went into Guardiola. There was, he literally barged into him when Havertz was just, trailing his leg and sort of make sure to, catch the keeper. So.
Sure.
Yeah, I think we're talking about all these penalty decisions, City and Arsenal, but we're not talking about the most egregious one of all, which is the Bournemouth goal not being given.
That was a clear foul on Raya, please. That's not even...
A Ben White supporter, a Ben White fan base should not be saying this at any point of time. Seriously, that was...
But Ben White wasn't playing for Bournemouth, no? So we'll definitely support Nah, I agree with you.
I think it's in general, right? I think, again, as I said, the weightage to on-field decisions is just kind of ludicrous at this point. It's just kind of goes above and beyond, and then it's kind of affecting the overall judgment.
Yeah, that's right. Going towards the next topic.
Just one thing.
I have a question. Yeah.
Just one question. Just couple more comments, right? I think three players actually. Trossard, obviously he didn't have the best of things, but because he was tracking back a lot, he was covering a lot, and he was actually involved in play. So and scored a goal, right? The crucial second goal. Again, what a signing! Probably one of the best January signings or top 3 January signings ever, in my opinion.
100%.
Then it was Declan Rice being Declan Rice again, doing what he does best. Although I do feel like he got lost in the second half a little bit when there were a lot of transition moments. Partey wasn't helping him. I think Partey, for all his good things that he brings to the game, he kind of opens us up a lot for transitions, and that's what was happening in the second half, at least 15-20 phases. So that's something that'll be very dangerous against United. And the third one is Odegaard. I think Odegaard played a newish role today, where he was still the RCM, like the right-sided 8, but he was falling onto the left side to play the cut through passes, right? So on the right side, he was making a play, he was building a play, he was doing all these intricate passes with Saka wide. Sometimes Havertz dropped into the right-sided phase of the play. But then when he went to the left side, he was just looking to play Havertz or Trossard through, first time. So that brought out a different dimension to our overall gameplay, which I hope and I wish we did it against Bayern. But again, something to learn from, and maybe we have, and we can show it next week.
Odegaard on the left side?
No. Odegaard on the right side, but I feel like
Odegaard on the right.
Odegaard definitely on the right side, because his connection with Saka and everybody, White, sometimes Havertz drops in, Declan Rice drops in, is great. It's probably can't be replicated, so we need that. But the new role wherein he has this more free-flowing role where he can go to the left and play those incisive passes, that was really nice to see, because it happened twice or thrice this game, and the players were clear through on goal.
Okay.
But you know what?
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
No, I was just ending this because good day for Arsenal and moving on to the next. But you had something to say. I'm okay to
I was just saying good day, but do you remember the goal difference that you guys had going into this game?
Yeah.
And check it now.
I mean,
City have it's just City have scored 5 goals today. So
Yeah, it's okay. It's still pretty
But
much
the
there.
point is like if City were to drop points, right? That's the only way we win games. If they were to drop points, that game will have it. If not a negative, but a 0 goal difference. So they have to make up 6 goals on us in the 2 games where we think we are going to win.
Yeah.
That is 8 goals at least. So I don't think.
okay,
I don't
cool.
think that's
Yeah,
happening.
we'll talk about the
There's a lot of maths in here, huh?
yeah.